Hey guys, good morning. Hopefully you can hear me. Let's see. How's everyone doing? There you go. You guys hear me okay? Type something in the comments so I can know that you guys can hear what I got to say today. Pastor Nick is here. He's setting up. It is Monday in every sense of the word. Who's tuning in? Hey Tiffany, thank you so much. I'm still trying to get used to them. They're a little quirky. Hi Sister Joanne, how are you? Glad to see you guys today. How was your weekend? Hey Keisha. Let me head over to the Facebook group so I can see who I'm chatting with. What's new? How's your guys' weekend? Relaxing, okay. What does relaxing look like for you? Hey Sid, happy Monday. Hey Keisha, I'm glad you enjoyed your weekend. All right.
Enter. What's up, y'all?
Hey, Pastor Nick.
How y'all doing? Hi. You like her big glasses? Yes. Let me move back some. I hear a little echo. Sorry for being tardy. We're trying to work on some stuff.
The reading, studying, staying warm. Yeah. What are you studying for?
Hey, Dana. What's up, Keisha? Tiffany. You see the cold front? Usually I'm in Dallas this week. I'll be actually leaving tomorrow.
Yeah.
But due to COVID, I ain't going nowhere. It's freezing down there. It's like 12 degrees and they're shutting the city down.
My brother's in Dallas, so he was saying that in the news, if you are younger than 29, they have never seen snow before.
Wow.
Jeez. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Jeez. And you know down there, when it's snow and ice, they can't handle nothing. They shut everything down. Up here ain't nothing. But usually I go there and I go around and travel, and after I'm done, and I'm like, yeah, if I'd have went down there, I'd be stuck in the room all day.
Hopefully next year, right?
Yeah, hopefully next year. It'd be nice. So y'all come on in, please share. Sorry, good.
I was saying, Tiffany said there was a power outage that happened in Dallas.
Crazy. They're saying a lot of places are out. Millions of people have no power. I guess they're not used to all that
because of the snow.
Yeah, because all the snow and all the ice. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a cold front all over. It's crazy, but everybody's like, let's get out of 2020. Let's get to 2021. And guess what?
Be careful what you ask for.
Insurrection, cold like crazy.
You might just get it.
Right.
Like, did you see there's a what commercial is this? I think it's like eHarmony. It's some dating site. And they're a blind date, and it's 2020 meeting up with the devil. And they're showing like all the havoc that's going on like throughout the year 2020, and then he meets 2021.
No, I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah, Google it. It's really kind of funny. Oh, it's Match. Yep.
Okay. Well, I don't really watch commercials like that. I don't.
Some of them are good every now and then.
I'm so used to just watching stuff like on a replay and fast forwarding. It's so much more convenient. Y'all come on in, share if you can. Y'all got a whole crew. Y'all shout each other out. That's good. I like this. y'all stop hyping her up too much, okay?
What?
She's already arrogant already, so I'm playing. I'm I'm joking. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know what's going on, but there are some people talking about we're in these trends, and we want to see some environmental stuff that's going to happen, and political stuff and racial stuff. It's going to be an interesting few years, to say the least.
Yeah, I feel like it's really just starting to take off now.
Yeah,
Thank you, Tiffany.
yeah, yes, yes. Yeah, did you see the 130 car pile up, 100 car pile up in Texas last week?
Crazy.
You didn't see that?
It was 130.
There was 100, I think, but it was a big tractor trailer truck just ran into, I guess, slipped on ice and couldn't stop and just ran into these cars. I mean, these cars flew in the air too.
Oh my goodness.
And it was a crazy pile up.
Wow. That's insane. I can't imagine.
So, hey, do y'all know men who hate Valentine's Day? Why is that? Well, I mean, I'm not a big Valentine's Day person. And it just is what it is. It's another day. But I think part of it could be some of them just aren't romantic. Some just it's just not their thing, and they something they gotta learn how to be more of. A lot of men, when you talk to them about Valentine's Day, it feels more like an obligation. You talk to a lot of them. It could be a variety of reasons. It could be there's not the most romantic. Some go all out for Valentine's Day. They're very loving, very romantic. The other thing too, I think, is that there are some guys who feel like it's all about her and they don't really get much from it. So they hype the day up. And it's like they feel like they're the ones doing all the work. And like I tell people all the time, women ask me, like, what do I get man for Valentine's Day? Well, get him something that he likes. Don't buy him flowers and candy. He don't care about no flowers and candy. Get him something that he enjoys.
Flower and candy though, right?
As a gift on Valentine's Day. What men have you met?
I mean, I'm single, so obviously it hasn't worked out so well.
But it could be a variety of things. Some men just aren't that romantic and need to learn it and how to be better at it. Some just, they say it's a fake holiday. Like, if I love you all year long, why I gotta go out and do all this stuff for you? But also, I mean, it's funny, one of my favorite days is going to the store like the day before Valentine's Day or the day of and watching the men scramble to buy flowers and, and cards and
that
stuff.
was my guy yesterday.
It is hilarious. I love it. But I think if it was more reciprocal, it'll feel like, cool. Like, it's like a man gives you something special and then you give him what he wants all the time that he can get on any other day. It's like, get him something that he likes, buy him a ticket to a game or, something, a TV, make it reciprocal,
So if it were reciprocal, do you think that men would be more on board and wanting to do it?
It depends on the man. They might be, yeah. Some, but I mean, and then some are just lazy, just don't want to do it.
Well, that's a whole different conversation.
It's a whole different conversation. That's what I'm saying. So there's like a whole mixed bag. Like me and my wife, we've never been a big Valentine's couple. Never. Like, we'll do stuff for each other, but it's not like we got to go all out. Every now and then we might, but it's not like a huge deal. It's like, we've never been like that. Like Crystal says, her and her husband just spent time with each other. No money needed. That was some couples are fine with that. Some want the flowers and the candy, and depends on the person. Some women, Valentine's Day is important. They want the whole hoopla. And you met some people that are like, I just want to sit down and talk to you.
It's different for everyone.
It depends on the couple. It's different for everybody.
Oh.
Yeah, that's actually true, Sid. A lot of people say that. But I don't know. I mean, someone just find reasons to get out of stuff. It's not like a one size fits all thing, you know? Yeah, I mean, and I think every man is different, every woman's different, every couple's different. You do what works for y'all. And I think that's important.
Mhm. It means
You know?
more when it's that way too.
Yeah. Because like the part of reciprocity is given what the person desires, right? So say, I'm just speculating here. When you post this, you like your dad gave you flowers and candy, right?
Mhm.
Like for somebody like you, him randomly buying you some candy corn might make you really excited.
Yeah.
Right. A big gift may make you excited, but that little meaning of one day he came home with some candy corn, you might cry. You know what I'm saying? Because something that small may
It
seem
means more.
insignificant to somebody else,
Yeah.
but if you can tell he's paying attention,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? That will really get you versus he bought you a new car, which is not bad. I'm not lying saying that at
I
all.
would take.
I'm not, which no, trust me, you would take that and you would
Uh-huh.
enjoy it. But there are some people that the little things count, and some people
Mhm.
the big things count. You got to know the
Mhm.
person that you're with. That's all
Right.
I'm trying to say.
Right. Mhm.
Yeah, and do what's like. I like food. You know, that's a
Did
good
you ever
gift for
get
me.
your banana
Good
was it
food.
banana pudding?
No, peach cobbler. Yes, I did, and it was tasty.
Mhm.
And it was lovely. But my wife is not big into that. So if I take her to a nice restaurant, she's cool with it, but that's not really
Mhm.
her thing. She'll like it, but if I do something else, but again you have to know the person that you're with. That's all I'm trying to say.
Right. And I think that's what's the most important part of it. Candy corn is not disgusting. It's really
This is gonna
good.
this is gonna this is gonna
Dana.
stay pinned. This is gonna stay pinned to the whole entire life is gonna stay pinned.
No. Y'all just don't know. But I think what's really important about Valentine's Day is that you know your partner, and whether it be something big or ornate or something small and cozy, it's fine. You just need to know what the other person likes.
There you go. There you
Oh
go.
gosh, I know who that is.
Look, he tries to.
It's either Kevin, Antoine, or my mom.
No, that is Kevin.
It's probably
That has
Kevin.
Kevin, you are the man, yo. Bring her home some Lucky Charms, some candy corn, and some Baja Blast. She probably cry.
Set.
That is hilarious. It was mom doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, hey mom. That I've noticed your mom be throwing little things in there. She's funny,
Yeah.
man.
Just you wait.
So, but I mean, I think part of love, and this is actually a good topic to talk about. Part of love is knowing what the person desires. And I kind of just did a podcast on that that's coming out. It's
Mm-hmm.
knowing what pleases the person and doing those things that please that individual. Usually we give to the person what we want
Yeah.
and then wonder why the person's not satisfied because we're giving them what we desire, what makes us happy rather than what makes the person happy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you learn to reciprocate the way the person wants to be reciprocated, and both people doing that, it makes the relationship work better. I think that's important. Okay.
Aww.
Yeah, I mean, dads are important to show their girls how to be treated, but also show their boys how to treat women too.
Yeah.
You know, that's very important. But yeah, and everybody, and again, that reciprocation is knowing what makes that person happy. What they call the love languages. You know, some people are into gifts, some people are into words of affirmation, some people are into whatever. You got to know
Mhm.
what that person desires. In scripture, God tells us how to treat him. He tells us how to love him. You know, we do crazy stuff like, well, if you love me, you'll figure it out. We're grown. Who got time for that? Tell me what
That's a
you
test.
right. Tell me what you want. Hello? How old are we? Tell me what you want and we can make it work, right? uh, and I think that that's the important thing with God in any relationship is learning what the person desires and then bringing that into. All right, we'll be praying for you, Victoria. Most definitely. Most definitely. Why'd you block her? It's just a prayer request.
No.
Oh, okay. All right. So that's a trap. Oh yeah, it is a trap. That whole figure it out. That's a whole trap. Yo, we're grown. You know, we used to always say tricks are for kids. Okay. You know, tricks are for kids. You know what I'm saying? This love doesn't play tricks. Love reveals, love exposes, love
Mhm.
builds trust. You know, ain't nobody got time to figure out what you want. Just tell me what you like. Let's get it done.
Yeah.
You know? But I think I remember I was talking to a guy I know. When we were on our way to dinner for something. You know, we were just going to hang out for a little bit. And on our way back from dinner, he was saying, you know, that him and his wife, all he needs to do is take her to Starbucks daily or get her some Starbucks every day. And he said, it only costs me a couple dollars a day. And she's completely happy. He's like, most men don't know that most men don't recognize that it doesn't take a lot to keep your woman happy. He's like, it only costs me this much a day to do so-and-so, spend some time with her. And she's fine.
Mhm.
You know, he's like, and I do all the other stuff. I do the big stuff, but she really cares. To her, that cup of coffee in the morning means more to her than him buying her an expensive purse. That's
Yeah.
because he knows his woman.
Mhm.
And he said, if men would just learn us those small things daily, it'll make things a whole lot easier.
Yeah.
And most people doing it. Starbucks every day is a mortgage. But his whole thing is that's what she wants. He's like it's $2 or $3 a day, and he just goes and does it, and she's fine. But I think that's knowing the person that you're with, and those small things do matter. Yeah, it's the little things that count. And then when you do the big stuff, it means more.
Yeah.
Because there's a difference between being trifling, right, from March to November, and then all of a sudden during the holiday time, you get this festive nature about you.
Yeah.
And it's the big stuff don't make up for all the stuff you've been missing all the time before. Vacations and mortgages still go.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
Yeah. So I mean, that's just my thoughts. I don't know if you want to share that. The big stuff is great. I'm not saying don't do the big stuff, but the small stuff in between matters.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree with that. It's nice to be thought of, and you know, spontaneously too. I have to get the word out.
Get it out.
You know, it's nice.
Yeah.
To come home, like I like these little like chocolate covered cherries.
Mm.
So when I get one of those, like out of the blue, I'm like, oh, thank you. You were thinking of me. How nice.
What if he brought you some vegetables? How would you?
It would be over.
I told Chef about your lamb chops. He gonna make you some.
Oh goodness. Okay. I'm sure it'll be delicious.
But reciprocate, and God is the same way. You know, I tell you how I want to be loved. God puts it right out there and says, love me the way I desire to be loved. And here's the thing, when you love somebody, let me preface this. Somebody with some sense and someone with the right kind of love, when they're loved appropriately, will respond appropriately with the right kind of love also. Did I say that clearly?
Yep.
I don't know if I can say it the same way I said it, but The right type of love, someone with some sense that's loved right, will show the proper love in return.
Right.
And that's very important, because some people, they're like an endless well. No matter what you do for them, they're never satisfied. Never.
Mm-hmm.
It's never enough, and that's exhausting. But those little things consistently, reciprocation matters as it relates to love. Why are you so quiet today? You okay?
No, I'm listening.
I almost said something. It was like right there. It almost came out.
I heard it.
You know exactly what I was about to say. We're doing this together. See, Maya doesn't love me. She leaves me out here. She's present. Present. She brings a knife and fork.
I'm trying to take notes like everyone else, Pastor Nick.
Do I think it's hard to love outside your love language? No. Well, you know what? Let me take that back. It can be. Depending on, in this sense. So say, for instance, right, a selfish person's going to have a hard time loving somebody whose love language is giving and gifts. A person that struggles with emotional openness will have a hard time loving somebody with words of affirmation.
Okay.
So if I have a hard time expressing myself, and the person I'm with loves somebody, tell them that they're loved, tell them they appreciate them, the whole words of affirmation piece. If I'm struggling with my own ability to express love, I'm gonna have a hard time expressing to somebody else. Then the person's gonna be frustrated with me because I have a hard time telling them I love them, how much I care about them, how much I'm open around them,
Yeah. But so if you have that conversation, sorry.
No, go ahead.
But if you have that conversation up front, is that something that you both can work with?
Yes, if the person's willing to work with it. But the other person has to be willing to work with it. So to me, you have the conversation up front. This is what makes me happy in a relationship. I need these things to be happy in a relationship. And after you express that, if the person is unwilling to do that, or they can't, they may not be the person for you. They don't have the right type of love for you. And that's important. But I think that, at a certain time, you share what makes you happy and you give the person a chance. And if they just can't do it, that may not be the right one for you.
Yeah.
So yes, somebody can have a hard time loving somebody the way they want to be loved if they have their own issues in them. But again, love is supposed to make you selfless in putting others above you. So if I can't do that, then something's wrong with my dimension of love.
Trying to see who that is.
It's probably Ava.
That's what I was thinking.
Words of affirmation doesn't mean you celebrate the person for every little minor thing, like they're, Hercules, look at you. You just did the dishes. Praise the Lord. It's not that. It's just little stuff of, I appreciate you. I love you. Some people didn't grow up in the house where they were, like I tell my kids I love them every day. Right? Because I want them to grow up in a household where it's normal to them that love is expressed. Right? Some people didn't grow up. See, I knew it was Ava. I did, some people didn't grow up in that. And then when they come around somebody, hey, I love you. I appreciate you. You're like, whoa.
What's going on? What's your motive?
I don't trust you. See, right. But, so people with words of affirmation, it's not that I need it all the time. I'm not a words of affirmation person. It's not that you need it all the time. It's just, that person may just need that occasional, I love you, I appreciate you. And here's the thing. That shouldn't be hard to just say, yo, thank you. You cooked today. Thank you. You did so-and-so. I appreciate you for helping me with that. Not that you got to go be exhausted and cheer them on the top. If you got to cheer them on all the time, something's wrong with that. But I think there's got to be a willingness to come out of what makes me happy into what makes the other person happy.
Give and take things. Yeah.
Because the other person can look at you and say, oh, Lord, I'm tired of doing this all the time. These acts of service, Jesus. Do it yourself. Tired of you. As they say back in the day, treat them like they want to be treated.
Yeah.
I knew that was Ava. As soon as I saw the pro,
I know, bro. I was like, okay, that's Ava. I didn't want to just like speculate, but I was like, I'm pretty certain I know who that is.
I do think opposites attract. I think that the opposites can attract each other. I don't know about y'all. I'm glad opposites attract. Do you really want to be around somebody just like you all the time?
No.
You want somebody different than you. That's the whole point of, that helps balance the relationship out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You pull out different things from you. Like for me, I know I'm a more laid back, behind the scenes type of person. I would like to be with someone who's going to balance that out and help bring out more of that
bubbly
crazy side.
Crazy side. You don't need too much crazy though. Just
not
a little
too
bit.
Crazy, but just a little bit.
Take you out of your narrow, descriptive, anal, detailed nature. Kind of let you have some fun. Like let's break out of this.
A little bit. Yeah.
A little more spontaneous.
Yes.
Yeah, I get that. And it's somebody, then you would be able to calm him down some. All right, bro, we need to think about this first. He's like, no, let's go do it. You're like, slow down.
No.
I can see you now because you bossy, so I know. It's good.
I am not bossy. I am not bossy.
Where's your mom at? That's what I want to know. Where's your mom?
She's bossy. If anyone's bossy, it's her.
So you're saying you get it from her?
If I were to be bossy, I would get it from her. She didn't say nothing because she know I'm right.
Well, she gonna drop in soon. Come on, Mom. Come on. I need you to come in. Drop something soon. But I think there's a love is, according to 1 Corinthians 13. We made that into a wedding psalm, and it's actually like a liturgy. It's something that we devote back to God. It was read in services and those things. But love isn't focused just on self. And in a selfish world where it's always what about me, we forget about the we and the me. And we make everything about me and miss the whole we concept. And if everybody had that we concept, there wouldn't be that, can I trust this person that this person has me? I'm doing what they desire. They're doing what I desire, and it all works out. That's the way it's supposed to work. I don't have to worry about it because I know this person got me and vice versa.
Right.
Yeah. This is an interesting topic.
I think Dana had a question.
Can you find it?
I see. I know, never mind. It was a statement about online dating and someone who's on their third online boyfriend.
I'm nervous about people doing online things. Maybe I'm old school, and it could be just me, and I'm old school, and he shouldn't like candy corn. I just I may be old school. It's my personal opinion. It's not in scripture. My personal opinion. It's just too risky with online dating to me because how do you really get to know somebody over a computer? And then the other thing. Sorry,
go ahead. No, you finish.
And I wonder sometimes too. We look at the fact that somebody got married as a success. The question is, how are they married? Number one. Number two, what did they have to work through unnecessarily in a marriage that they wouldn't have had to work through if they took their time more or been around each other physically more? Because somebody can hide behind a computer. And, it can work out in the end, like the next 5 to 10 years. But what did you have to deal with in the first 3 that you wouldn't have had to deal with if you took your time and got to know the person more than just online on the computer, if that makes sense? Because people love to talk about the workout part, but do they talk to you about all the crap they had to go through to get it to work out?
Yeah.
Sorry, what was you going to say?
No, I know several people who it has worked for. and then the same thing the other way around.
Mhm.
I think it's important, like how people are going into it. Like if people are in it, for the serious long haul, those are the people it worked out for. But
Yeah.
if it's just for something quick or a quick connection,
Yeah.
mm-mm.
But I wonder about those people who like live in different states and then all of a sudden they get married and then they're with the person,
Is
but
yeah.
you haven't physically been around that individual. How are you adjusting to all of that? That's got to be a ride,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the thing that makes me nervous about that's got to be a ride where there's some, if I'm around the person and I see them frequently, then I
Mm-hmm.
can see with my eyes how this person reacts to
Right.
life. So
Right.
now I go into it with more of an open mind. Like you watch Married at First Sight.
Love that show.
My wife watches it too, and it just that show just continues to amaze me how people do that. Then they're like shocked, like
Mm-hmm.
this ain't working out.
Really?
You just met the person when he walked out the altar.
I
Like,
mean, some of those couples are really like you can tell though. This season is a lot different.
yeah, well,
This season is. What are you saying?
no good.
No, this season I feel like it's more for TV because the pairings for people are like, okay, they're clearly not on the
Yeah,
same page.
yeah, yeah. It's an interesting thing, but again, it's not that yeah, it's not that. Again, this is my own personal opinion. It's not that stuff can't work out. All I'm saying is if you meet somebody online, there's got to be some time in the person's physical presence,
Mm-hmm.
where, you're around to see how they manage all the events of life.
Mm-hmm.
Learning it before you get married is different than learning it while you're married. It's harder while you're married than before, you know? Um, so that's all I'm trying to say. Um, and then again, I know some people where they'll do marriage sessions and they'll tell you, we worked out after 15, 20 years, but there was some stuff we could have avoided if we waited a little longer before we got married.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that I think people don't look into because most people don't tell the truth. They just tell you how they worked out, but they don't tell you all the stuff in
Right.
between.
As they
Yeah.
skip there.
Yeah. But I mean, look, but so she watches Married at First Sight and I kind of tune in a little bit and I'll be just
Mm-hmm.
sitting there looking,
No, it's crazy.
that's that old school, picking a spouse for you. And
I mean, people start off really good in the beginning, in the honeymoon phase. And then when they get back home in reality and have to go about their like daily lives, it falls apart because they haven't taken that time to know each other, or they're learning that they don't like each other.
Yeah, because that's my whole thing. Is like, I mean, just I'm like, I always ask the question: are they really in this to get married, or are they in this for part TV?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much money they make from the show.
Yeah.
Whatever. And she said that there are some couples that worked out, got kids, and they're doing fine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think now that the show's been on for as long as it has, and it has more, notoriety, just anyone's on there. They're not on there
Okay.
for the goal of, trying to find their person. Because this season, you just have to watch it. They don't make no sense.
Yeah, I'm watching the season like, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, part of it, I'm not watching the whole thing. I can't take watching all of it. I just can't do it. But you're right. But you're right, Tiffany. I believe in that. The question is not, and I think we talked about this on Fresh on Friday. We brought up the fact that it's not about when you marry somebody, you marry that person, and you have to consider: are you okay with living with their flaws for a long period of time?
Mm-hmm.
It's a difference between dating somebody with flaws where you get to go home. There's a difference between now you got to go home to this person and deal with these flaws every day. Everybody has flaws, but the question is, can you realistically be okay with these flaws Not okay, I wouldn't say you were okay, but can you live with them for an extended period of time?
Mm-hmm.
And some people say, yeah, I can deal with this. And then when you deal with it every day, you're like, I can't take this no more. There's a difference.
Yeah, it's going to build up.
It absolutely does. It totally builds up. I think that's important. Yeah, arranged marriages. Some countries still do arranged marriages, but I don't know if I could do that.
I mean, even that's different than married at first sight, because that's their family who knows you. Hopefully, there's some history there between them. That it's a better match. But like you, I don't know if I could do that either.
Yeah, you just meet the person right there. Because it just, first off, I don't care what nobody says. Physical attraction is important, and everybody likes something different. But if the person turns that corner and she looks at him at the altar, he looks at her walking down, they're both like,
what I give myself into?
Like, I don't think I can do this. Or you can learn to be attracted to the person. You could, small chance, but it's not that likely. It's not always likely. Physical is not the most important, but it is important though.
Yeah.
So he says, I agree with you. Old school introduction from friend and family, but now there's so many broken people. Even if you love them, would you recommend? I mean, to me, people can recommend all they want to who you should be with, and you can give it a chance. To me, time and circumstance proves everybody. Time and circumstance proves character. Most of my relationship counseling, my first questions are, especially marriage, how long did y'all date before you got married? Usually a short time. Did you guys have premarital counseling? No. All right, we got to start over. Y'all don't even have a relationship. Y'all have a commitment, but don't even have a solid foundation yet. I'm again, call me old school. I still think time reveals people. Definitely. And moving too fast, most people, what gets them in trouble is because they move too fast. That is been a lot of people's issue because they move too fast. I'm all for taking your time. Now, if you're like dating somebody for 10 years and y'all both 40 and been together for 10 years, then I kind of would question whether that person gonna marry you or not. It's a long time. A long time.
I feel like you have to take the time to learn each other, and hopefully after 40 years, you should know a lot. So there's something going on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can we pause this conversation for a second and just say I finished my water bottle?
You did. Oh
I
my
did.
God.
It's all gone.
Hercules. Maya actually finished the bottle of water before 2:00.
God is good. That's all I got to say.
She started it this morning, so now you need a couple more bottles before the day is over.
I will try for another one.
I tell you, I keep saying your kidney and your liver is probably like screaming in dehydration.
Yeah, this is good. I did good. Everyone got to start somewhere.
That's better than normal, but we need to add a little more to it.
Yes, I will. I'll have another one.
You're supposed to have like at least 6 cups a day. That's why you do it in phases. Lord have mercy. Yeah, if you were to put some fruit inside of it, let it sit overnight so it has more flavor to it.
I like that. I like doing that with berries.
Yeah, put the berries in there, let it sit overnight, and then have a lot. Then that'll appeal to the sugary side of your childish side, and then the adult side of you gets what it needs. See, yes, words of affirmation. See,
there you go.
We celebrate people. I think I was reading this somebody put a post up on Twitter last night about how long people should be together before they propose. And this one couple said they met, and I think within a couple weeks they got engaged. Within a couple months they got married. And they're older, of course. This is like back in the day. And what the person said was, while it worked out for us, I wouldn't recommend that way. And that spoke volumes.
Mm.
Again, what we do is we take the outliers and make that the norm.
Right.
But the majority of failed relationships is because people move too fast. The majority of successful ones is ones that took their time.
So what do you think is the appropriate timeline and how fast things should go?
I think it depends on how old you are too.
Okay.
When you're in your like early 20s, you got time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can like take your time, get through college, get your life established, and get married when you're like 25, 26, after you kind of got, yourself positioned.
Mm-hmm.
When you get to like the 30s and 40s, you can't be waiting till 10, 15 years. Somebody stringing you along one day when I get it all together. But it takes time to reveal somebody. I think to me, there is no hard and set time frame.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know if you're emotionally and psychologically ready for marriage. That's the thing. So there really is no set time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you got to know each other and figure out what's best for you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you're in your early 20s, you have more time to kind of take your time. Even in your early 30s, you got a little more time. But like you're like 55 and the person's like, yeah, I want to get married in 15 years. You're like, I'm 55 years old. Look,
that's a long time.
It shouldn't take you that long. Yeah. Yeah. By a certain time, you should kind of have some more things figured out at a certain juncture of your life rather than, but there are people in their 30s that are rushing. They're like 31, 32, 30, like between 35. I got to get married, have kids. So I'm almost 40, almost 50, and they get into something that's bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's not good either.
I mean, I can understand that because like leading up to 30, I feel like you feel like, okay, life is getting shorter. So it's almost kind of like that weird perspective of things. Mm-hmm. So when you're not in that process of meeting someone and then having a family, that follows, it's kind of like, okay, I need to get it together.
Yeah. And I mean, but again, I think that's the social pressure that people put on. And then I get the other biological pressure for most women is I'll be 40 in 10 plus whatever years.
Time goes by fast.
And it's harder to have kids in your 40s and those things. And you start all that does play a factor in there. Mm-hmm. I think that, how can I say this? It's not always, I got to get it together per se, because all of us got to get it together some way, shape, or form, married and single. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the cards don't always work out for somebody within a certain time frame. There are those people who find love late in life. And, it's not preferred for a lot of people, but they get it late in life and they're good. They're like, yo, I'm glad I found it this time, my life. It's just, I think, the world, church, the way things work, we've put marriage on such a high pedestal that for some people that are single, they feel like, well, if I'm not married, I'm not either worth it or I'm not enough. Something's wrong with me and all this stuff. And, it's just a variety of things. Some people, they're just not ready for it. Some people, I don't know. It just doesn't always work out all the time.
Yeah.
The way that they want to in their time frame. See, like Sid said, found it later on in life. Some people find it later in life, and you have to be open to your process. Oh, geez. Oh, Lord.
That's what you answered that one, Pastor Nick.
Which one? Oh, I've been in my late 30s and in need of a wonderful lady, but run into so many women with lots of flaws that swear they're flawless. Why is that? Well, here's the bigger question I usually ask when people wonder why they attract certain people. My first question is, why are you attracted to that person? What in you is attracting that person to you? why are you attracted to that type of person? So my thing is always look within. Because if there's a consistent choice of this type of person, then I got to start checking my choices and checking what I'm attracted to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is the first step. You know, why am I always attracted to these crazy people? And, you know, you hear women say all men are dogs and men say all women are crazy. Well, maybe it's the ones that you keep choosing.
Yeah.
You know, after a while, you know, we should see a pattern. And that pattern should give us an idea of what we need to choose, you know, what to stay away from. That pattern tells us something. And if you take your time and notice it, you'll figure out those patterns. You know, some people, everybody goes through that phase where you like the guys like the crazy girl and the lady like the thug,
the
and
bad boys,
bad boy. And, you know, when you get a little older, you just want some peace. Unstable is attractive when you're young because you like all that craziness going up and down. You get a little older, you want somebody calm, you know, and they have what you need, you know, rather than always what you want. Now y'all questions coming in. We're about to go off. I'm getting hungry.
People like these relationship questions.
I know. Jeez. I know. Bring them on. Bring them on. Where's that? I saw one. Does that society tells one gender to be who they are, but they are. Does that society tells one gender to be who they are? Oh, okay. I see what you're saying now. I think. How can I say this?
Wait, can you say that what the question is?
Does us as a society tell one gender to be who they are, but make the other, but basically tell the other one a certain way? So it's like, do I leave this one alone and think they're fine? I always try to correct this group all the time. I think both groups need to learn a lot. I think that, you know, the way we grow up plays a lot, or plays a major role in that too. Where we need to teach everybody to value all relationships, and learn to grow, learn to be good to each other. Because we teach our males and our females a little differently. You know, girls, it's like, you know, protect your body. Don't, you know, when I do this, boys, great, have fun. Boys will be boys. And then we wonder why these boys never grow up to be solid, mature men, because we just tell them boys will be boys. You'll grow out of it. Problem is, he grows out of it in like 40s and 50s. But our girls, you put more requirements on them. I think we need to put the same requirements on our boys than we do our girls too. You know, to treat themselves right, to honor themselves, and also to honor women too. You know, I think that's highly important. Jesus, Robin, I answer that question later. Jesus, have mercy.
I think that depends on the person.
Yeah, I think that's the conversation you got to have with the person, Robin. And y'all work it out from there. Oh, Lord have mercy. But I think attraction a lot is you got to figure out why am I continuing to attract this person? What is it about me that keeps me choosing this person? And this type of person. Maybe it's some scent I'm leaving off, something I desire is leading off. You know this too. That's what I was thinking about. Sometimes the good person, we find them boring because they're stable, they're calm, they're consistent. You know. But I've learned the quiet ones are usually the ones that'll surprise you. There you go. They're the ones that will surprise you. They're not as quiet and calm when they're free enough to be openly themselves.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, Jesus. I'll leave that there.
Just leave it alone.
I'm not going any further. That's like I think I saw another.
So Bella says that my mom will steer me in the right direction. One time my mom tried to set me up with the AAA guy. Nothing against AAA, but I was like, this dude ain't it.
Why? What if he works at AAA?
It had nothing to do with him working at AAA.
Oh, okay.
It was just like the whole thing was just bad.
You know another thing too. I think that we, especially for women, now I'm gonna say this. And I'm not speaking in general terms. It's kind of, I'm trying to be specific to that. Not every woman is single because she's broken. Some it's by choice, and some it just didn't work out for them. But there's this thing where I must be broken because I'm not married by the time I'm 31, 32, or 30, or whatever like that. Sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not. I think that's where there's that self-reflection and that learning, but it doesn't always mean that that person's just like this horrible individual, and it doesn't mean that this person's just like this broken cripple. I think some people feel that way. Something must be wrong with me. And it's not always that all the time.
So then what is it?
It could be a variety of things. I don't know. It's a case by case individual thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody's crazy like those of us who met our person we've been together with since high school, and those aren't the norm all the time. Nowadays, you're actually seeing people marrying later, having kids later. That's the norm now.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is previous generations that got married much earlier are saying, "What's wrong with y'all for getting married so late?" Singleness is not a disease. It's not, and we treat it like it's one. And it's not always this. I got this major problem about me. It's more of a case by case situation. I don't think you can generalize that and say every single person is broken. And
no, that's not fair. That's not fair.
Yeah, if you got a trail of bodies of of bad relationships, then
there might be something going on.
Then that's a different story. Oh Lord, should I bring this up?
You already started, so.
Do you think? Let's talk about Black women in specific.
Okay.
Do you think the teaching and the philosophy of marrying a Black king, because somebody brought up how the percentage of Black women that are single.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the philosophy of marrying your Black king and not being open to men of different nationalities are limiting the availability or the pool for Black women?
I think that would be the case for any woman.
Okay. Explain.
I mean,
I'm just asking the question. I'm not saying you got to date outside your race, but
no.
I'm all for.
I mean, let's back up a little bit. I do see the value in dating your Black king just because of the shared experience of being a Black person.
Sure.
And the struggles that we face because of that.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I do think by not keeping an open mind, that can, keep you from meeting some really nice people.
Yes. I think that now I'm all for dating out of your, if you want to date outside your race, I don't care.
Yeah.
Some people, and I'm not saying you can't have a preference. And I'm not saying, I'm just asking the question. I'm not saying that, you have to only want this. I'm just talking about has the philosophy of being ingrained that you have to date somebody within your race, limited your pool.
Mhm.
When, what if the person that came into your life was of a different nationality?
Yeah.
Would you just reject it completely because they're not of your same skin tone? And I'm not even talking about black people. I'm talking about just in general now, whether you're white, Hispanic, black, or whatever. I'm just asking the question.
Yeah. Mhm.
You don't want to go any further on that.
I mean, that's never been my issue.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
So I think when you're saying that I'm only going to take one type of person.
I'm not asking you. I'm not asking you. I'm just talking in generalities. I'm just asking.
No, I know. I'm speaking in
Okay.
general for anyone, that you're cutting yourself off from potential and what someone else could bring just because they're not black or because they're not white,
Yeah. I mean, and here, people have a right to their preference. They have a right to say, like you said, a shared experience. There's understanding there. I'm not saying right or wrong. I'm just saying, is there an openness to say, let me just open my horizons and, test the waters of availability.
Yeah. And like Sid said, like it's social conditioning. There's a lot of that goes on.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just a question, especially for educated black women who want it, because of the pool of, executive black men is a little slimmer, and that group that you would run with is more of a different nationality. There could be, that could play a role in it. As Tiffany says, she's half black, half Mexican. Her husband's Irish. I mean, it's, I'm just asking the questions. That's all. That's all. I'm not trying to. People have a right to their preference. I am no way saying
Sure.
whatever. But I was just wondering what people's thoughts were. Yeah, but
I like what
unfortunately,
Mrs. Bryant just said. Why limit God's blessing when He puts us here to enjoy each other, things, including other races?
Yeah, I'm just asking. Just wondering.
I think people have thoughts about that more than what they might act on.
Please, I'm totally sure. Yeah, I'm totally sure. But and there are challenges like that come with dating outside of your race, and you got to be ready for those, and the person you're with has to be ready for those too. Especially like I tell people who, if you're white and dating somebody black, you have to understand the world's going to see your kids as black, no matter if they're mixed. And you have to be ready to understand that and deal with all that comes along with it, and not be surprised that the world's going to see them as a black person, even though they're mixed. But like I said, I'm Jesus, Sid. Black, I love you, Sid. I love her. Her comments had me cracking up. I just, whether male or female, you have a right to your preference, right to choose. I just wonder sometimes if there was an openness, would you be okay? Would somebody be okay with an openness to somebody that is of another race, but can be the person that's for you? So, all right, y'all, we got to go. It's like 2:01. We done jumped in the deep end of the pool. Now the comments are going
I
in.
know.
Now, comments are going in on this part. Okay. So it's 2:01. I got to get home. And we'll probably finish this conversation next week.
Yeah, learning a part 2.
Don't forget to join us this afternoon at 5:30 for our recap. Then tomorrow, of course, is Link Couples Ministry.
You
What
can't
service?
forget though the
Tonight.
prayer tonight.
Go tell them.
We're doing the Pray My Bills prayer tonight at 7. So collect all of your bills, put them on your table in front of you, and we will collectively, as a church family, pray over them at 7 tonight.
Yep. There you go. So let's make it work. And the Lord bless y'all. The Lord keep you. And thank you all for joining us for Maximize Monday. We'll be back next week. I guess with more on this topic. All right, y'all.
Oh gosh, look what you did.
Right. Bye.
Bye.